Hey, welcome into the channel. If you're watching this, hopefully we've already hit 400 subscribers. If not, please drop a like, consider a sub. Someone needs one of my hoodies. Yeah, I give them away at every 100th subscription. Alright, loading into a Livonia map. This is going to be a beginner's tutorial on exactly how to stay alive. Now for the beginners, I have you at a disadvantage. I know exactly where I am, judging by the skyline. Gleniska. We're about midway in the map along the river that divides north and south. I think my best option here, there are military pillboxes that scatter this field. I'm going to search for a few. Okay, quick look at my inventory. I'm starting off with a knife and a map in addition to a piece of fruit, glow stick, and a bandage. That's going to save me a lot of time and effort looking for a blade. Found some pants. Now we're going to use ours to make a face mask. Now this face mask is only low insulation and a temporary solution until we can find ourselves a ski mask. Now this is a vanilla plus server, so the loot you're going to find isn't always going to be pristine, and it's not always going to be what you expect, where you expect it. So I'm going to put my money that there's not a whole lot of people in a fresh spawn area running around with NVGs just yet. So I'm going to capitalize, rely on my knowledge of the map, and make my movements through the dark until we can get out into a more rural area. I'm going to follow this dirt track up, and when I get to the tree line, I'm going to bank left. There's another pillbox just over by the farm area on the north end of Gleniska. Now once I get there, I'm going to pop into the farm, see if we can't secure some food, and get that taken care of. See what I mean by finding stuff that you regularly wouldn't find in this area? Fishing gear. This isn't someone dropping it, there's two here. Okay, now there's a security outpost just beyond this perimeter fence into the farm industrial area. Let's go loot that. A most excellent early game find, plastic water bottle. Now caution, if it has liquid, pour it the hell out. You don't know what it is. It could be infected water, it could be gasoline for all you know. Pour it out. Only drink from trusted sources like water pump or boiled water. You can boil your water by obtaining a pot, building an improvised fire stand or cooking stand, and throwing it over a fire. While looking for chicken or anything you can kill with a knife, don't forget, check hay bales. They often have mushroom. However, no fruit can be found on Livonia around trees unless modded in. We'll most definitely upgrade to that hoodie, and we'll save our shirt to cut up for reg later, but I hear supper. Now make sure you have gloves or improvised gloves on before handling meat, or readily close to water where you can wash, because you will get sick. And save those bone. You can use those for fishing hook and improvised blades, knives. And the feathers, well, You can use those for improvised bolts for crossbows. And the most important rule when you're creeping around, crouch. You want to be as quiet as possible not to agitate those infected, because that will draw even more infected. However, in the rain, they're less sensitive to your activity. But as you can hear, I have infected danger close, and I'm not too comfortable stumbling around in the dark. So I think I'm going to go to the outskirts of the farm and look for mushroom. And speaking of mushroom, there be one. Oyster. Yummy. Alright, now for the quiet escape. Up ahead of me and to the left, infected everywhere. Okay, now we'll follow the back edge of the farm out towards the middle top of Gleniska, and daylight's coming on soon, so we'll be able to cook. Don't want to do it at night. It's like lighting off a Roman candle. And that over there, that's the Gleniska airfield, gas zone. We won't be heading there anytime soon. Fertilizer. If you plan on growing food, it's a great accelerant. And you can use it in tanning process for hide to make leather equipment. Now before dawn sets in, I think what I'm going to do is follow and loot as many of these houses as I can, and then wait for the right moment to cook. And that needs to be soon. As you see, I just dropped in a red apple. It means I'm getting pretty hungry. But don't panic, you still have a little bit of time. Only the grumble of your belly is going to give your position away to infected and other players. Hey, now that's an excellent find. Leather repair kit. If you got room for it, keep it. You're going to be doing a lot of running, walking. Your boots are going to go through hell. It's almost light enough that I can decrease this brightness. Now don't forget, you can kill infected. Sometimes they carry food and other items. You want to get behind them holding L2 and then R2. There certainly are a lot of infected around. I'm going to have to fight my way back down to the river. Well, so far I haven't found anything on the infected. Maybe they're reduced. Only time will tell. Alright, my first firearm, BK-43, double barrel shotgun. No shells for it. I also picked up a screwdriver. You can use a screwdriver as an edged weapon. I do believe you can clean animals, scrape bark, and kill infected. And as anything, great to distract the infected. We'll just toss that across the road so we can get out of here. That's right, Granny. Get along before rigor mortis sets in. Now, opposed to your stealth hit, you have a power hit. Always aim high for the head. Sometimes you luck out and you get a one tap. Not so much this time, only two. Ooh, I wanna be sledgehammer. Can't pass up a sledgehammer. Can't pass up singing that song either. Do it right. BK-18 single shot rifle farm gun. Put that on our shoulder. Have to carry Sledgy for the moment. Now we're nearing the center of town where the water well is. We have to be particularly careful here. This is most likely where we're going to experience other player. I really don't have enough room for this sledgehammer, and I hate running without being able to unequip. So we're going to drop the BK-18. Shotgun shells are probably most likely to be found first, and we'll shoulder Sledgy. Sledgehammer makes an excellent melee against infected and other player, albeit heavy and slow. But if you power hit at the right time, they're done for. Not to mention you can use a sledgehammer to harvest large stone and then further process it down to small stone so you can make knife. And absolutely imperative to have when erecting your flag. Now we got a little bit of water into us. Hey, look at there, crisp. Let's go eat those. And that is just going to give us enough time to get cooking, because now we are flashing apple. It's affecting our health. And if cold sets in, we're done. Well, not done, but we'll be encumbered by flu. And believe me, it's just as annoying here as it is in real life. Well, I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally recommend or do myself. I'm going to light a fire in a house in daylight on a populated PvP server. This would be the right time of day. It's just coming on sunrise and there is a thick haze that's forming over the river. It's going to get thicker yet, so it might hide my smoke long enough to get this chicken cooked and be on my way. Yeah, sure, it's a gamble, but at this early stage in life, I don't have much to lose. So, we're going to get it done in a stove. I could find a shed with more concealment, but it takes more time to cook that way. With a stick, you have to do it piece by piece. This way here, I can get it all done now. Now the difference between smoking and cooking your food. When you smoke it, you're burning the hydration. When you're cooking it, you're retaining the hydration. So when you cook your food and you eat it, you're getting your sustenance, your nutrients, plus your hydration. So rotate your meat as you're cooking it. Your meat will cook faster on the cooking rack than it does the smoking rack. So as the meat on the cooking rack is ready, pull it, remove one from the smoking down to the cooking, and then replace the empty slot on smoking with a fresh piece of meat, and repeat. And most importantly, don't forget to eat while you're cooking. Position yourself strategically so you can see the inventory of your stove quickly and scan your environment, keeping your back to a wall and not exposed to an open window. And once your meat's all cooked, do not spare any time. Get the hell out of there, because your smoke will eventually attract attention. And wouldn't you know it, right after we get our food cooked, we start finding it. Now I'm going to cut up as much rag as I find so I can make some rope. Tie that rope into a belt. Free up some slot. Put my knife away. Now, just the opposite of Cherno, you're not heading north to get the good gear. We're heading south. So we have to make preparations to cross the river and make the long push. So we're going to pass the medical center, which is usually cluttered with infected. This should be fun. Not to mention, it's a major point of interest for other players because medicine is imperative. This rain is actually in our favor. It's going to mask our footsteps. The harder the rain, the less sensitive the infected are to your movement. Great, I make a rope belt and I find a med pack. I'm going to use it. Well, I'm definitely going to upgrade to that jacket. A little bit more room and warmth. And another great find, multivitamins. And albeit they're blue, I think I'm going to take the pants from the hallway. A little bit more warmth. Now, to get out of here without being seen. Now this area is a hot spot for infected, and you're going to find sometimes you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. But patience is a virtue. Just be calm, and a window will present itself. Or you could just blast your way out if you had the bullets. Someone left a shotgun in the doorway. BK-12 single shot, but it looks to be in better condition than my BK-43, so I think I might swap it up. Yeah, the single shot is worn, double shot, badly damaged. This will jam after the first fire. Looks like someone left some multivitamin in the ground too. I'll put use to those. Try to close doors behind you, and make sure if you're in a house with double entry, close the opposite end as well. This serves as two purposes: stops infected from wandering in, and gives you a split second when you hear the door open from another player. And remember what I said, empty those bottles as you find them. Players can be nasty and sometimes leave gas in bottles laying around. Now in my stupidity, I neglected to record my return. I was called away from game for a moment, and I missed crossing the river and looting up the train station on the south side of the Gleniska Bridge. So we pick it up. I'm in the first pillbox along the shoreline between Gleniska train station and Sabodka. Now I plan to avoid Sabodka altogether. It's a high traffic area. We've already got relatively good stash and we're on a good foot. Now this is a dangerous run, running from pillbox to pillbox. There is a lot of open ground. It leaves you very exposed. So be very cautious. So we finally have an operable weapon. We have a Colt 1911 45 caliber. I have a couple of rounds, so probably about 6 or 7 rounds total. Still need some rounds for the shotty. And a better weapon altogether. Alright, now that farm in town over there, that's Sabodka, east. That, over there, Gleniska. That's where we left, that's where we're headed. Pillbox to pillbox, around the south edge of Sabodka. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, assault vest. Great inventory upgrade. 30 slots, no protection whatsoever. And a bayonet for the AK. Alright, onward and forward to the next. Now when you don't have unlimited stamina, this run is pretty difficult. You're weighted down with loot, you got a fraction or a sliver of stam, and you're just stuttering along the field. Winter coif, one of the newly added items. I like this one. It's got a skull on the side of the head. Which coincidentally, you can find the matching padded gloves on the field that also have the skull insignia. However, it is a bit bright, even though I am wearing green and blue. I'm going to stick with this one. It covers up the stark white of my improvised face mask. Combat pants. Well, they're in bad condition, but you know what? I'm going to slap them on anyway. At least that way, I'll be a monochromatic of green. That blue is just too much of a stark contrast to the background. Alright, what gifts await? Absolutely squat. Yep, nothing to write home about here. Onward to the next. Sweet, gun cleaning kit. The clips I have for this gun and the gun itself needs a little bit of work. And look at there. That's a full box of M4 ammo. Now there's one more pillbox just down this tree line. And, even by some of the novice players, missed. Now this one is quite unique in that you can use that tree to run up the top of it and prone and use it for sniper positions, keeping an eye on the pillboxes that we've already cleared. Okay, we've pretty much depleted our supply of chicken getting here. It's time that we either fish or hunt for more. There are a few little outbuildings and a house just below us and a guard shack. We're going to go check that first and then forage. Meanwhile, keeping an eye out for any mushroom. However, if no player have been in the vicinity in a little while, finding mushroom is going to be hard pressed. If you need food desperately, hang out in one area like this for a little while, moving around, and mushroom will eventually present itself. Ah, nice, burlap sack. I have rope. This solves one problem. This increases my inventory. I can combine my rope with the sack to create an improvised courier bag and then add 2 sticks for an improvised backpack. We'll add the 2 stick later and expand my inventory more, but for now, we need to find some grub. Specifically something with moisture. And it looks like Daisy's in fine form. No sooner than I make a backpack, I find a backpack. Fuck. Nothing here. Hopefully that infected has something on him. I need something with hydration soon. I have dirty water and multivitamin. I might just have to chance it. Yeah, I was hoping for a can of beans or something. I'll take that clip, it's full of 45. I'll use that for my Colt. There's a few more outbuildings down here by the marsh. We'll check them out, and then we'll head back towards Zapodolinska. Oh, look at that, there's an infected on the roof. Interesting. Well, we might as well kill him. He might have a drink or a bit of food. If he doesn't have anything on him, most definitely going to have to do some fishing in the pond behind me. I kneecapped him with the blade. El bueno for food. Alright, it's time to do some fishing. Okay, there's a pop. We can use that. Let us push a little further before we have to hunt or fish or cook. Despite the fact that all my instincts are telling me to fish now, we are going to push forward. We're going to cross over the top of this pond and back east. There's a hunting stand I want to check out, and then we're going to make our way to Zapodolinska. See if we can't get ourselves a Mosin or even a Tundra. Sweet, hunting scope. Now, if we can just find a gun to put it on. But we're going to keep this scope, we're going to equip it to our quick wheel and use it as binoculars. Now those pill boxes that I was looting up at the edge of Sabatka, well, they extend into Zapodalinska. We're going to hit up a few right before we get there. Whenever possible, you want to get a good scope of the area you're moving into. You want to check for signs of aggroed activity from the infected and/or smoke from houses. Now, there are no objectives to meet. You're on your own time. There's no hurry. It's not a race. You don't have to move until you're confident that you can move freely without any danger. Nice. KAS, or Baby K. No clip for it, but I do have a few rounds, and I can run with it chambered. However, parting is such sweet sorrow. I may have to ditch Sledgy here. Maybe not. I don't know. Hard to say. I decided to keep the sledgehammer a little longer, just shift it around in my inventory. Can't part with him yet. Alright, we're going to scale the church, take a better look at town. To which I thought I just heard movement in the church. It sounded like the noise you enter when you do the animation to pull yourself up over a fence or onto a ledge. Well, the town looks relatively quiet, only a few infected roaming around, and they don't seem to have been aggroed anytime soon. So, we're going to go and loot up some of those derelict buildings. Sometimes you find some good loot in here. Pay close attention, some of these buildings have second floor access. You might have to jump or loft up some collapsed beams, but you can get up. I do believe I hear a car. Now, as a beginner, I wouldn't suggest this, or maybe I would. It's the best way to learn. We're going to follow this guy and see if we can't catch him getting out of the vehicle. Now, there's 3 ways he could have gone I didn't notice. I don't think he took the right fork here. He may have went straight, or right before it at the carnival, there's a left track leading out. I don't know. That road again stops up at those buildings and turns right and goes back up north. There's a power line that leads straight off the road he could have taken. I'm going to get some high ground on this house and see if I can't see. That way leads to Nidic. That way, back to Columbrati. And there, Zapodolinsko and Borak. I don't see where he could have gone. He definitely didn't stop there. He might have taken the dirt track down that way. There's military bases up that way, and, well, the river. Suffice to say, he got away. Oh, I heard gunshots. That's DMR, and that's Nidic. He went straight. Now, even with max stamina, I'm not going to make it to Nidic without complications. I'm already yellow, 3 bars down. I hear a deer in the distance. I might have to stop and kill it. Not to mention, I'm losing light fast. Alright, we got our food secured. Now we got to get a fire going before night falls. We don't want to light a fire at night out in the country. But this would be the end of this installment on this beginner's guide to Livonia. I get the telltale sign, troubles are brewing. My connection's taking a shit. So, we're going to wrap it up here, and we'll come back right where we left off. Harvesting and cooking this deer.